Hello everyone, welcome back to another review. My name is Matthew, and today we have a set of 4 Godzilla Kong the New Empire keychains to review. We're taking a look at the Jada Toys Metalfigs Godzilla Kong the New Empire keychain set, which we have Godzilla, Kong, Scar King, and Shimu. We have the full set here, and we're gonna get this whole thing crack-a-lackin', which I want to just say, if I'm mispronouncing Jada Toys, because I've heard it's Jada Toys, I read online, but I'm accustomed to saying Jada Toys, so as long as you know what I'm saying, no need to correct me. So first, we're going to start with the big G himself, Godzilla, which, as you can see, the mold is actually not that bad, especially for something that's made of metal, of all things. So I guess this is technically a mechanical Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla, anybody? Anyway. For the head, it's got some pretty nice details. Like the ridges on the head are really nicely done, and the eye paint is actually done pretty basically, but still gets the job done really well. It's got an olive green for like the eyes and black pupils, and it looks fine. Nothing to really write home about, but again, gets the job done enough. The mouth is painted red and also has the teeth painted white. However, I got kind of like 2 big defects on mine. One, the teeth paint is just kind of sloppy. On the top, it looks relatively fine. There's nothing really to complain about. But then when you get to the bottom jaw, things kind of start turning south because we have painted sides of the tongue that are obviously from the teeth paint. So there's like 2 strips. And the membrane is also painted white. So it's almost like they didn't realize that Godzilla doesn't have teeth on his membrane, and it almost looks like a failed Joker cosplay. Yeah, a little iffy on my part. And also, mine kind of came defective. My bottom jaw wasn't applied properly to the bottom jaw. It almost kind of looks like an alien mouth. Yeah, now I can't unsee it, but I'm pretty sure like if I can just shove it in, it'll be fine. I think I'm gonna keep this thing just to show you guys like the more sculpted details here. But yeah, aside from that defect, I think I can just kind of fix that myself. The underbelly is actually painted kind of like a sandy tan color, and it looks really good. It's actually painted pretty solidly and goes down to the tip of the tail. Don't worry, we'll get to it. But it looks really nice. Claw paint, basically applied, but it gets the job done. Not expecting shading at this sort of like size or price point. Again, gets the job done really well. And the claw paint looks pretty well done too. Mine had like a little nick right there, and it was right out of the box too, so you can go back to my unboxing. I just didn't notice it the first time. What I don't really like is the way that the feet are molded, because you have the 3 toes here, and then the back toe there. The back toe is kind of meant to be more towards the front, and then this toe is meant to be more towards the back. So I feel like they got it a bit reversed, but again, keychain gets the job done. I'm not really trying to compare stuff, but as you can see, the detail, while it is smoothened over a bit, it's still got some nice bumps and crevices and kind of like a wash of like the greens and the blacks all together. And it looks really snazzy. Something I do also like is the way that, just kind of extending my camera out a little bit, is the way that the dorsal plates are painted. Now, granted, they're not painted all the way, which is kind of a bit of a bummer, but they are painted on the tips, specifically the bigger tips. So you have 2 splotches right here, then this one, tiny bit one at the tip of my finger, and then this one, covered by the keychain. Yeah, I guess this one up here too. I kind of would have preferred the whole thing was painted pink, but of course, we kind of have like the whole thing painted pink once you get to like the tip of the tail here, where it kind of wraps around and then get to like the useless Thagomizer that Godzilla never uses in the movie. Like, what's the point in this? Aside from just looking cool. But maybe that is what it's supposed to be. But again, I would say like the overall tail, as far as like the mold is concerned, looks great. It honestly like looks how it should, and I like how it's got like again the sandy type color, and then it has like the pink on the top. That looks good. And again, it's kind of got like some metallic, not. I mean, it's obviously got glitter, but it's not like it's meant to give off obviously like a much more shinier appearance. So that's something to keep in note. Also, just to like put out the camera back in the regular position, it's made of a different tons of different materials. Specifically, the head here is made of a softer rubber, including the head, the mouthpiece. The arms are made of a softer rubber, and the tail is made of a softer rubber along with the spines. That's basically saying that the legs and the torso are all made of metal. So they're not entirely made of metal. They also use like different materials, which would be kind of hard just to make it all metal. But again, it's serviceable, does the job well, and overall for a Godzilla Vault keychain, this is actually a good way to go. And next up, we've got an accurate, Kong from Godzilla Kong New Empire. And we're just going to kind of start by saying the mold here is honestly probably I would say, the second least interesting. We'll see why in just a sec. But for the eyes, oh man, did I get unlucky. Look at the eyes here. We have one eye that's pointing off straight to the right side, and the other one that's pointed going downward. Now, of course, I'll excuse it because it's a keychain, small price point. You get the jazz. But the teeth, they're molded pretty well. Kind of missing like the big canines. I know that it's got the canines right there, but I kind of would have preferred some like bigger ones, to be honest. We got some like detail on the roof of the mouth. It's very mild. You can barely see it, but the tongue's also there, and it's again really painted well. Only thing it's missing is either a decayed tooth or the silver tooth. But again, paint for the eyes looks fine. Yellow and black as they're kind of presented in the movie. And we have like gray for like the skin areas with like the fist, the man breasts, and the feet. And it looks fine. The brown here used is obviously not, it's basically accurate to the film. I got some nice fur detail going all through. Monkey booty. Got some more of that fur detail going down to the legs, although it does kind of get smoothed over when you get to the front of it all. Obviously, because like this is not really meant to be fur. The arms here actually look really well done, and even though, yeah, this is definitely the softer material, it's got a bit more detail than the metal parts. And there is a bit of a color difference, so you are going to get a bit of a color difference with yours. It looks really good, and I do like how it's like fists up in the air and he's about to like punch you or something, and that's pretty cool. And you kind of get to the chest scars, and they're painted pink. Got some copyright information. And overall, there's just not a lot to talk about Kong. He's very simplistic and kind of should have featured the Beast Glove or the Axe or even like the Silver Tooth. But overall, the Kong here, it's done pretty well. The legs and the torso are done in metal, and the head and the arms are done in soft plastic. So take that for what you will.